Welcome to another episode of Modern Black Man Podcast. I am very excited to bring my co-host, Cheer Token. Antonio, I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me.
You're welcome. This is exciting to do. So I've never done anything like this before. I was on the radio once, like in high school, but that was about it.
Man, we have fun around here. Usually it's me and Siren. She couldn't make it tonight. We're going to record some content in a couple days. But I wanted to, stay true to form and put some content out there and talk to you and get some of your wisdom. Before we sat down, you said something really interesting, something really provocative that I thought was kind of mind-blowing, yet very simple. You said that you live a life of happiness.
Well, happier than I was. My goal is just to talk to people, to get out there, like about doing what makes you happy. And
Before we get to that, tell us a little bit about you. Can you introduce yourself to everyone and just tell us who you are? Because I think that you're going to have some profound advice, some significant perspective that we can absorb. Who are you, Mr. Johnson? Because I usually do a grand introduction, but I think that you are the best person to crystallize, surmise, and present your greatness. So if I had to ask you, please introduce yourself to the audience.
okay, my name's Antonio. I'm 36. I'll be 37 in February. I worked retail most of my life, and now I'm changing career paths into the IT world, which is where I should have been my whole life.
Mm.
I went to college multiple times. The first time I went was right out of high school. I cheered 2 years in college, 2 years in high school. Really miss doing that. Used to teach camps and everything.
Nice.
But
I used to coach a little cheer. I know my bass and flyers. Great sport.
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. That's awesome. So you cheered for a couple years, high school, college, went to a couple universities. Absolutely. Tell us more.
Okay, so and this kind of segues into the to the topic for tonight. Like I said, I was working retail for many years, and I wasn't happy, but it was the card I was dealt because I didn't finish school the first time around when I went.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in classes now. I'll be graduating in August.
Congrats.
But kind of what was the real kick in the pants, because over the years I kept still taking a course here and there. But really what kicked me in the pants was I almost died almost 3 years ago.
Oh, wow. I definitely want to hear more about this.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So someone tried to carjack me, and I shot at them, and they shot back, and I was hit 6 times.
Wow.
I was in the hospital for 2.5 weeks.
Wow.
I had to be resuscitated twice, and doctor said I wouldn't have made it had it been a larger caliber bullet.
I was just going to say, you got hit with some
9.22s. And those are bad because they bounce around. So, like,
that's my fear. But 9 or 22, exactly. You get that in the cranium.
So, as I was laying in the hospital, I was like, I'm tired of being miserable. I was like, I was trying to make the best of the situation I was in, trying to move up in retail, not doing very well at it, just because of politics and all of that, I feel. And I decided to go into cybersecurity, which IT is what I wanted to do for a long time until I had a really cool teacher in high school who was a business teacher. So when I first went to college, I went for accounting. But yeah, that incident kind of put me on a different path of where I am now.
Yeah. That's terrifying, man. You got hit 6 times. They brought you back twice. I know you can't put into words what that felt like. That is, God is so good. I don't think I felt that amount of pain. Um, I'm thankful that you're here, that you know what I'm saying, that your story is still being continued to be written. Um, that's 6 times. God is so good.
I still have a couple of them in me. They that would have done more damage had they tried to remove them.
Mm.
So
So they got this guy, right?
no, they still haven't caught them as far as I'm aware. There was two of them. So, but yeah, after that, I'm like, I can't keep working retail. I was like, I might as well have died that night if I just keep living the same life I was already living.
Yeah.
The person I was with that night, because they were inside the house, I it took me a while, but I I cut off ties with them a couple of years later because she just started acting weird and just things weren't adding up. A lot of people still feels like she had involvement in it
Yeah.
and that she set me up.
I'm
And,
sorry, man.
but so she was just toxic and had to cut her out. Like life's way too short to keep toxic people around, no matter if they're family, really close friends, people that you love. Like it can just bring you down. In this case, almost killed me. So
Yeah, and you know your spirit speaks very loud. Um, those things not adding up, that's profound. It takes so much spiritual resiliency to see that, to discern, to be strong, to lean into the decision that you make, commit to it, and ultimately be at peace with it. And I think that wisdom is definitely shining through. It's shining through in what you do, man. So um, I am grateful that you got out of that. That sounds wild. You felt that way. I'm sorry that you felt that way. What city was this? This wasn't St. Louis, was this KC?
Casey,
Yeah. Dang, that's wild. Um, and they didn't get him. So I mean, crazy, man. That means that you are supposed to be here. You are on your path, and I think you about to drop the secret sauce to this wisdom, man. Like you said, you were in the hospital bed after this miracle, after battling through this, surviving this attack, and you learned something, or your spirit told you something. What's your spirit tell you?
that I just need to follow what's going to make me happy. Um, just pretty much just do what I feel like doing.
That's freeing.
Not be scared to not be scared to fail at what I'm wanting to be
Mm,
because things could be so much worse, and I know I'm not going to fail. Even though I might stumble, I don't think I'm going to totally fail at what I'm doing, at what I'm wanting to do.
right. That's that's significant. So you can feel a surge of some energy in you, a spiritual strength coming out from this adversity.
Yes.
I think that's where we miss it, a lot of us, because maybe it is so hard to endure. But when you're in those moments that are transformative, life changing, the answers are simple. They're very easy because it's survival. And being resuscitated a couple times, did you feel your spirit?
No, I didn't. Like I didn't see anything bright lights. I didn't see flashbacks, any of that stuff that a lot of people say they've seen. in near death experiences.
That
So
means you're
like
strong.
I was kind of just like I was shocked by that myself. Like when I woke up, I was like I didn't have any of those.
Wow. You're strong, man. Like you're here. You never went to that other plane. You didn't break stride. So I think that's a testimony to the strength of your spirit, the protection around you. Um, amen. Hallelujah. Like you you had a hand covering you. You have the story to really prove it. So um, I think that I'm gonna heed your advice. Um, do what makes you happy.
Yeah, because like people always say, tomorrow's never promised, but
Mm-hmm.
like I lived through one of those situations where I didn't almost have a tomorrow. So
Do you ever feel like 50 Cent? Do you ever feel like you're invincible? Do you ever
no,
feel like Final Destination? Like it's normal, everything's 100 for you. Like,
no, I there's times I get where it's like I really just like had a realization that I almost died. Like it just kind of hits me sometimes in waves, and I just kind of
mm,
freeze on what I'm doing. Um, other times I kind of feel guilty for making it through because my cousin got shot a few weeks after and he died.
mm,
So like it's just I never really have those feelings of just being unstoppable. Like it's always something like um, just like oh my god this actually happened, and I just think back to it, and then also I think about some of the stuff I'm still going through, like my digestion had to pretty much start over. So like things that never used to upset my stomach all the time now, and so there's some of the stomach issues that's still going on because I had a colostomy bag for 6 months too.
yeah, I was gonna say that's a long. I would think it's a little road to recovery, but now you can. Your gut gets irritated with what thoughts, nerve, like
Just food, like when I'm eating, like I can't. Some of the food I ate before, like I have to be really careful about, or I just can't eat because it'll, you know how that works.
yeah, yeah. And I
So,
mean, you obviously have some physical healing that you have to do, and how much more than years physically? It's going to take more than years. Um, how do you manage that? Is that physical therapy? Is that therapy? Is that um,
well,
leaning to
the
spirituality?
main. Oh, sorry.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, the main part that's really just gonna take time to get back to normal is my gut health, back to what it used to be, to where I can eat the things I used to eat and not have to worry about needing to run to the bathroom 3 or 4 times a day.
Right.
Um, but I did rehab afterwards for about 6 months because I had to walk, and then my right shoulder um, for a while I couldn't lift it beyond this point for a while, and I've done rehab on that, so I've gotten the range of motion back. Um, had to uh, walk. They had me have to take so many steps walking before I could even leave the hospital.
You look strong now, and like I was asking, I know it's incredible how much healing you still have to do. Um, what is your milestone or indicator to where you're, I don't want to say fully behind this, but where you know that you're closer to 100 than you've been for the last little while?
Uh, to be honest, I couldn't tell you
Yeah.
because it always sits in the back of my mind. Like I don't sit in my car very much anymore. I don't. Uh, I don't like going out at night and to places I haven't been,
Hmm.
and some things like that. Um, but getting in my degree field um,
Are you
helped a
dating?
little.
Are you single?
Actually, I have a girlfriend. About me and her got together about a year ago. Our anniversary is coming up here in February.
Nice,
Um,
nice.
Me and her got together after I cut that toxic person out of my life.
Mhm. Blessings be coming. It's like that with bad relationships. You it can be hard to cut them off, and as soon as you cut them off, everything just starts raining, starts pouring. And she sounds like she might be a winner. Do you see this one being a long-term fit?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a blessing. Um, so you find yourself dating, you have reclaimed happiness. Um, that's what I'm trying to find for myself. I'm recovering from a severe injury myself. Um, I've never had a long term recovery. Thank God I haven't had as significant of an event as you, but like that's where my empathy goes. You said it seems like you fully recovered from this. The amount of strength it takes to recover from something like that is crazy. I'm not to that extent, and I'm struggling, bro. I'm struggling. So I really appreciate you being strong and sharing that. Hopefully, I can use that as some addition to my inspiration because I'm trying to lead a healthy and long, productive life. And I think that you fighting for it like this, I ain't got no excuses. Like at
Well,
the end of the day, I can't BS it, man.
yeah. Well, you're probably a lot stronger than what you think you are, because sure enough, like I found strength I didn't know I had. Nurses were surprised about how many steps I was taking, how soon I was taking them.
Yeah,
From what it was sounding like with them, like I probably should have been there for another week and a half. Um,
probably.
but like making it through this, like I realized there's some things I'm stronger at than I thought I would be.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd I never thought I'd have to deal with a situation like this.
And no one wants to, recover from something like that. To find yourself stronger than you ever felt you would have needed to be. Um, it's a powerful position. I'm trying to find my inner strength. I'm collaborating for that outer strength, and I know life is precious through my experiences, man. Losing health and having failing health and struggling with health is a different life. And I don't think that we really empathize with each other about that. We don't feel bad for people when they're sick or ill. We just want them to get better. Um, I, I'm gonna, really work on that for myself. But I can't thank you enough for making the time, man. You got to come back. My co-host, she's a gorgeous, young, energetic spirit, and I miss her this week. But I'd love for all of us to kind of get together and tackle a few topics and you know do it again. Do you think that'd be something you're open to or what?
Oh yeah, definitely. I enjoyed this talk, and I'm really hoping some of what I'm saying is going to touch other people's lives as well, in a positive way. Um, I tell the story so people realize like the fragility of life. Like we think about it all the time, but until you're actually at death's door, you don't realize it. And
It's always, yes, life is always threatened.
Yeah.
For sure.
And
Always under threat.
so you just gotta live the best you can, do what makes you happy, and be good to people.
Mm,
Now, don't
I
be
heard that.
overly good to people because that's where I got caught up.
Mm. You think that now your heart has grown?
I'm more cautious about what I help with and who I help and how much I help. Like I have a cutoff point for certain things because it's like overextended myself in that friendship, and I still kept it going even after the incident, and it just became more and more.
You started stressing because it wasn't a blessing.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. That's why I trust your intuition. That's a very genuine perspective, and I can connect with that. Don't let your good deed go punished. Um, you can provide that same energy, that love, and the right spot. I think the young lady you with now, she's hope. I think she's showing you that. So that,
definitely.
yeah, somebody's gonna hear that. Somebody's gonna hear that. They're gonna connect it and relate to it because I think a lot of us have been there. And when you're in that position, it never seems like it'll end. It never seems like it can get better. Yet we continue to fight sometimes. And love is always on the other side for everyone. So that's another reason to always be good to people, to be overly good to people, because no one owes you anything. And you can wake up one day and discover that your best friend is your only enemy. So, um, huge life lesson, um, even bigger moral blessing, a motivator at the other side of that. So it's very simple from what you're saying. I mean, I don't know if my heart is mature, or as humble, as good and whole as yours. You are very whole in this, and wow, like I know I'd be broken, and getting that back right, fixing that is so much work, and I have to applaud the work that you've done because I know it was hard. I know it wasn't easy.
Well, and I also have a really good support system too. My family, I have some other group of close friends that kept asking me if I needed anything once they found out about it. They actually came together and built me a computer.
Wow.
So I love them, and they've been friends, a group of friends I've had since college. So
People that genuinely love you and are concerned with you can change the darkest days, man.
definitely, it helped. I believe that's really what helped me through is having that group of friends and having my family. Because, and I think the only reason I think the biggest reason I had the strength to be able to get out of the hospital when I did is the fact that it was during the peak of COVID. So I
Yeah.
couldn't have visitors. So I'm in this hospital room by myself for 2.5 weeks, aside from my therapist and nurses.
How did you meet your girl?
We actually knew each other years ago. We met the first time we met was like 15 years ago.
Wow.
But we started talking more and more recently at that point, and it just kind of happened.
His timing is always perfect. So I mean, that's a reward that you had waiting for you, and you have so many blessings that you got to unlock, and you're giving out a lot of blessings to other people. Because I probably was one of those people that needed to hear that. for the motivation, um, inspiration to believe that I can achieve. Straight up, because I'm gaining my win back, and I got to keep this momentum going because that recovery thing is no joke,
Yeah,
man. It's no joke, especially at our age.
exactly. Like I'm starting to work. I'm starting to try to work out again so I can lose some weight because I wake up hurting every day, and
Yeah,
I'm not like extensively overweight. Like I'm 235,
sure.
but just my body hurts.
Well, you gotta, man, you gotta get ligaments and tendons, and I bet you're taking collagen. Are you taking collagen?
No, I, I'm not taking anything. Um, I had some pain meds when I got out of the hospital, but they haven't. I haven't had to be on anything in a while. There was a few other ER trips I made afterwards because like I had blockage in my gut and stuff, but
Yeah.
I haven't had any of those issues.
I think collagen is even the lining of the gut. The supplement can help you replace that because it's supposed to help you with is it irritable bowel syndrome or leaky gut itself? That's why I thought of that because if you had a colostomy bag and you got healing to do there, that's a very specific um, tissue. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm just assuming that that might be a good one. I am a personal trainer, so I know if you want to get ligaments and joints, that is so wise, and that's a
Mhm.
good supplement to start with. You already know the Osteo Bioflex and D3s, omega 3s are probably something else that they're recommending for you as well. I don't know if you take like turmeric or cinnamon, natural stuff to help with like inflammation, because I'm sure you still have inflammation, like you said, in your gut.
Yeah, I'll have to try all of that. I haven't looked too much into it because I've just been busy, and then sometimes I'll hit bouts of depression where I'm just tired all the time. So,
Right.
but I
That's
was
why the gym's so powerful, is that it'll keep you off the couch with the dark thoughts. It's free. What's the happy med?
dopamine, I think.
Yeah, like the pill they used to give kids back in the day before it was Adderall, the happy pill, man.
Ritalin.
Yes, yeah, because dopamine. It's free shots of dopamine. No allopathic medicine. All about the natural remedies. That's where the answers always lie.
Yeah.
Man, I want you to come back. So you tell me when you're ready. You have an open invitation. I appreciate you so much. You have a very inspiring story, something that I know I'm not man enough to say that I could bounce out of or back from like you have. So, bro, thank you so much.
You're welcome. I will definitely like to be back.
Yeah. Come back, do an episode with me and Siren. Definitely get down with us with our shenanigans. But until the next episode, check us out. We're everywhere. We're on Twitter, Tinder, Snapchat, TikTok, SoundCloud, OnlyFans, Instagram, Stereo, Facebook, FanDuel, Fanbase. Obviously, getting it on YouTube, just trying to grow our subscribers, trying to get to 100. Uh, we're almost halfway there, halfway. So um,
Start.
it's a start, you know. At Chubby Idris Elba on all platforms. Do you have any social media that you want to drop before we break for the show?
No, I don't have any.
Cool, cool. Until the next episode, y'all. Peace.